Now my hardware is going to get pretty grumpy in a moment if I don't start the new game soon. So enable Iron Man, customize difficulty, standard, ranged only. Blackstone modifier, and let's do new game. Do we want... Let's just skip the tutorial because we've all done the tutorial before. There's already playthroughs of it. So let's start. So I had the idea for this playthrough for a while now, and I figured, let's do it. So first up, we need to upgrade. We need to set up our tech priests. Now, that is nice. We get both a physical damage and a melee damage, a range, an energy damage. Now, that is a DLC weapon that was added in for free by the devs, but it might require the DLC thing to have. Now, this is this perk I'm going for because it increases range, but also allows me to do that. Now, let's upgrade you. Now, eventually I'm going to go for the down to this perk and this perk only for this tree because that'll be useful. So, yeah. The plan with these tech priests is to go ranged only, but pistols only. Mechadendrites are allowed limitedly. The primary role of Mechadendrites is going to be to just push an enemy back so that you can escape from a group up. My biggest fear with this run is going to be Lynch Guard. They are terrifying. Hey, we got a Phosphoserpia right away. Nice. That's going to be useless. That's going to be useful. Let's go for the Phosphoserpia. So, collect samples. So, let's just keep the servitors. Check, Acquisitor Scullo Sivola. I asked you on this mission because of your expertise in surveying alien artifacts and organisms. And so the heretics of Styges 8 can plunder this world for its secrets. Your assertion equals false. If objection concerns offense, go to a different mission. Favorite response. And leave you free to do as you will. A dereliction of logic, Savola. Macarians 16:4. Watch your brother, for his sin of heresy is thy sin of tolerance. Ah, so that's where conservatives got the sin of tolerance from. Not from the holy text, but from 40k? That seems weird. Silver Tenebrous. Evaluation commences. Wonders, opportunities, secrets, rare chance for discovery, intelligence on Xenos. Oh, whoops, I skipped a line. The logic of your enthusiasm eludes me. My emotional cause return peril, only peril, to our mission personnel and the threat of the Xenos awakening. Therefore, I am on this mission. My role: gather intelligence, seek truth, return to human comprehension. Dictates of Mars retrieval. Gather knowledge for the good of all. And how are you to go about that, Sibola? Field operations in person, suboptimal. Sending tech priests instead equals optimal. First objective: gather field specimens for study. Location: Tomb of Ecropus. Commence immediately. Indeed. Now the world map's going to make my console loud, I'm sorry. Given the reports from the Tomb of Ecropus, there should be plenty of samples in there for you to collect, Magos. Of course, you'll have to kill them. My talents equal dissection after the fact. I leave the location, identification, execution to your tech priests, Magos. I trust this will be worth the effort, Savola. These are no mere labor servitors we are risking in these tombs. These are men and women, fellow devotees of the Mechanicus. Agreed, Mega. Valid point raised. Ensure human corpses are returned as well. Opportunity to study effects of Necron technology on human flesh. Someone's a psychopath. Oh well, what do we expect? It's Savola. Self-preservation versus curiosity. Conflict unresolved. Desirous of knowledge, of knowing what purpose this chamber serves. The chamber ahead is lined with glowing green cylinders, each pulsing with power. The air is thick and greasy, and arcs of static electricity leap from the cohort's extremities as they approach. This chamber is almost certainly extremely dangerous, but it is the only way forward. We might blow something up in the process, but let's try and shut it down. Quick thinking, Magos. When problem exists equals true, correct application of tech law always successful. Hey, it didn't blow something up. Nice. The cohort removes the casing at the base of one of the glowing cylinders. The harmful radiation that leaks out is perhaps to be expected, but by severing the exposed circuits of the device, the devices are shut down long enough to move through the chamber without suffering further harm. Let's go that way. Speculation. Tomb possesses autonomous repair, defense, maintenance capabilities. Further study equals yes. Have some collected for me, Falcius. Acquire plus. Let's grab as many as we can. Conclusion commences. Scarabs not individual constructs, but resource of the tomb itself. Whole tomb is a form of Necron construct. Commence formulation. Wondrous kaleidoscope of hypotheses. Yay, free Blackstone. Well, risky Blackstone, really. Let's go this way. Opportunity detected. Necron combat tactics, weaponry, capabilities illustrated. Study required. Let's see if we can salvage anything. We can't. Oh well. Poor trooper. Pardon me. So. Extra Necrons in battle, apparently. Commence enthusiasm. Acquire at all costs. Let's take sensor readings. So a deactivated Necron was floating in the corridor, and we found it. Upon tagging it, for it to phase out, it does not match with conformed reality. Data received, cogitating. Error 404. Data does not conform to known reality. Known reality correction required. Fascinating. And now let's get to where the console will run smoother. Xenos form detected. Confirmed. Radius cogitators are now functional for synthetic forms. Overwhelming excitement. We can study this standard construct, Necron warrior. Weak points detected equal plus none equals concerning. I wonder about the symbols emblazoned on their torsos. It must... Do not underestimate. Gauss weaponry highly volatile. This is true. I have heard our brothers and sisters of the Mechanicus have lost their lives trying to solve the mysteries of these Xenos weapons. Approach with caution. It is also, double-checking cogitators, widely known that they will self-repair, plus reanimate or reconstruct themselves if left time to do so. Wounds that would instantly kill a Skitarii are equivalent to a C-class graze to Necrons. Meaning we take it down, meaning when we knock it down, we have to make sure it stays down. So I am not going to pass up the opportunity for Blackstone. I'm just gonna... Since that one's the closest... Let's grab stats. 8. Okay. We can work with that. That's taken it down a significant amount of health. Let's grab some Blackstone. Okay, you can stay there. You can just... gonna move you to here initially. Let's see if that takes him down. Yes, it does. Okay, let's finish him off. No point leaving a Necron that's gonna just reanimate soon. Why did that cause such hardware load? At least we don't consume a lot of cognition yet. What do I want to deploy next? I might not even deploy servitors for this. Let's open up on him with that first. Take aim with that. Oh, that's going to be a problem. Or at least it would be if it was a problem. Let's just switch to the Tech Priest with the appropriate weapons to resolve this problem. And this is why I make sure that they both have a physical damage and a range damage and a energy damage option. Now, admittedly, this might not do much. Or it wins the fight. Whoa, loud hardware. Calculation evaluating. Confirmed disappointing. Necrons employ teleportation technology to achieve post-deconstruction discorporation. Interrogative. Where do the remains go? Fascination intensifies. Let's search the chamber. Hey, we get an energizer. This cohort returns from the tomb, frustrated by the lack of physical samples of Necron constructs. However, the data they have gathered on the phasing out of Necrons remains is illuminating in itself. Valuable data present equals past. Oh no, past. Totality of human knowledge increased. Mission conclusion positive. I cannot say I support your conclusions, Savola. Beneficial conclusion itemization follows. Necron discorporation witnessed. Enemy constructs destroyed. Destroyed 0. Enemy constructs performance evaluated. Chances of functioning Necrons available for dissection increased. My emotional cores are returning a sense of frustration and resentment, and I choose to acknowledge them. The lives of my tech priests are not there to be risked for the fulfillment of your desires, Savola. They are there to be risked for the acquisition of intelligence, learning, sacred knowledge. Your understanding, approvable. And there goes Faustus' patience, eh? Now. No damage to servitors or tech priests. I like that. It won't stay that way. Oh, that's right, we got the dodge target. We got the dodge mechadendrite. Nice. Okay, someone is getting further upgraded. Can I physically double upgrade you? How much will be left afterwards? Afterwards? Yeah, that'll work. Now, 2 armor? Yeah, let's do 2 armor. I'm a bit heavy-handed in the upgrading, I know, but I'm about to chuck that one in instead. Because, yeah, that does a bit more than that. Now, eventually I'll add in that once I've upgraded him further down the Dominus path. But, let's go on the next mission. What do we get out of this? Any more pistol options? Hey, another troop option. Nice. Nothing from him. So I guess we go with Videx. We're going to be fumigating a tomb, apparently. That's going to be limitedly useless. Still, I want one of those in, I want an Arvis for the Mechanicus. Don't get me wrong, the weird flyer that they've got these days is pretty cool, but, like, come on, it's an Arvis. It's an iconic, classic Imperial aircraft. I'm sure I can use them in the Heresy, but, like, fuck Horus Heresy. That's been kind of my opinion since before the new edition. I don't really want to have to take up a whole new edition just to run a couple of models that... just to run a few models that were 40k models to begin with. I've called you here, elected Dogmus Videx, because your knowledge of spiritual matters and the cult Mechanicus will be crucial in dealing with any moral threats on Silver Tenebris. I have 543,000 121 works of scripture stored for rapid context, topical retrieval. There is no obstacle beyond my capacity to counsel you on. Unnecessary use of cogitator power, waste of resources, critics. Insufficient use, go to augment bay for improvements. The Xenos tomb is revealed to us as a great hungry maw that seeks to consume our very purity. Blasphemy reeks from every corner of the tomb of Arclair. Most poetic, Lector Dogmatus. Your thoughts on how to proceed? I shall take my cues from the writings of Archimagos Veniterus Hereticus. Let the stench of corruption be swept aside by the sweet winds of faith. One of my censor servitors will cleanse the spiritual corruption with blessed incense. Then deploy one immediately. My thoughts exactly, Magos. With your assistance, the omnicized work shall be done. That is... Sorry about the background noise and about having to cut the mic there. I'm sneezing. The sensor servitor is deployed at the tomb entrance, Magos. It is ready to send on its way. Halt, Subdomina. The sensor servitor is a delicate piece of machinery. It is ill-suited to hostile territory. Avalians, 591. Fragile indeed are the tools of the righteous. It must be escorted in its sacred duty. On its sacred duty. Don't be ridiculous. Every step we take on this tomb world risks our personnel. If the spiritual integrity of this mission is truly at stake, Subdomina Kepra, it is worth the risk. I assure you it most definitely is. I have already sent a team ahead. I foresaw your emotional connection to your troops, Kepra. If you are to ever be a Magos, ever to be a Dominus, it must show I must show you how to command. My gratitude, Magos. The Xenos corruption will destroy us as surely as the guns of the enemy. Very well. His will be done. Kind of with Kepra on this one. Secure the tomb and then deploy the servitor. Do we want to do the short one because that way it'll get rid of the noise, background noise as soon as possible? This is non-standard behaviour, and speaks ill of menials whose task it was to maintain this machinery. Maxims of Almaranth 5:12. Beware the deviance of thine own tools, for the enemy finds his entrance thereby. Exercise. Yep, we get a shield generator. Nice. So much for the malfunctioning Voxcaster. Let's just move to there. Megos, shut this din down before the enemy are attracted to it. Oh no. Megos, shut this down before the enemy are attracted to the den, but take care not to damage the machine. Let's scrutinize the damaged equipment. Gotta love malfunctioning servitors. Menials shall be chastised for this maintenance failure. It is imperative to get the servitor functioning again quickly. Neodogmatics 7190. If his will be done, let it be done quickly. Let's perform the rite. Your vaunt thoughtfulness. You vaunt thoroughness, Megos. Euphemisms 97. If it is worth doing, it is worth doing to completion. Oops, I meant to do the medium length one, not the full length one. Whoops. Okay, we're on this map. At least one of our tech priests has a shield. Let's put a servitor up the front, because I figure it's going to get to go first, but apparently not to the degree that it's going to be a... Let's just move you to here so that you can whack the console but you won't destroy it. I hope. Good. Okay. That way you can go there. Now this tech priest can come over to here. Now, do I have any clear targeting to that Necron? No, that's broken. Because I've played this game enough that some maps I remember where the cognition charges are. Let's open up on him. Jeez, that chunked his health off. Let's take the shot further. Now, and then let's just move over to here. Now I'm going to have this tech priest move here and... Oh wait, that was dumb. I already had a tech priest grab the data from that. Never mind. Let's just grab that. Now have you got line of sight to him? No, but you might still be able to take him out. Okay, let's try it. Hey, that worked. Nice. I don't need to move him, because that Necron will target the servitor. And that's why I put the one with the shield on the bridge. Well, not the bridge. On the boat plate. Might as well be called a boat plate. It floats around. Jeez, the console's not liking this mission. The visual effects. So might just check that there. Oh, yeah, he's in trouble. Let's grab that so we at least start the mission with some start this round with some cognition. Let's move that up there. Now you can grab data from that, or more blackstone, because yes, as much blackstone as I can get, the better. Now I'm going to move him out of line of sight, and yeah. Now I apologise for the loud hardware. It needs repairs that I haven't got the capacity to do right now, but I wanted to do more Mechanicus. I love this game. Now let's take a shot at him. Okay, so he is in trouble. Oh, we targeted the wrong one. I wanted him to target the servitor because the servitor's closer, but I didn't put the servitor in the right place. That Necron's probably going to board the platform. No? That seems silly. Let's see if that takes him out. Yes, that does. Sweet. Now you can move down here. Now if I get you over to here, try to tell. I'm just trying to tell if he'd have line of sight, but camera controls in this game are sometimes finicky, I think is the best way to put it. Now let's get over to here. Yes, he can target him, good. Take the shot with the Serpia. Ooh, that ate some health. Any chance you're in range with that? Nah. Not worth wasting cognition to fire that weapon on that enemy. Let's take a shot at the console and charge the pistol a bit. So yeah, I reckon with Mechanicus 2, we'll probably see it. If it's coming out this year, they'll probably announce the release date at the Game Expo this week. If not, I don't think it's coming out this year. Like, I'm not sure if they're waiting on the Unity issue to be fixed or what, but I do find it strange that it's December. It's almost halfway through December, and they've not revealed the release date for the game. I find that strange. That being said, when it does come out, that won't stop me from playing the original. I love this game. What I've played of the sequel through its demo is doesn't quite scratch the same vibe. Just the idea of sending in teams of specialists rather than a single as well equipped tech priest, who's only really as well equipped as a single tech priest out of this. And going off, how they've had Savola and what little we've seen of the customization, which we don't get to test out in the tutorial because it's a tutorial. Now let's finish this, shall we? And he's down. Good. Just the sniper pistol. Now the sensitive servitor reaches the location with the air currents through the tomb will take its sacred exudations to every corner of the tomb. The cohort guards it until its incense is fully deployed and can escort it back to the tomb entrance. The censer servitor has been delivered to the depths of the tomb, Lector Dogmatus. Its sacred incense now permeates all areas of the structure. A positive outcome, Magos. It is right and proper that you see, as I do, the dangers posed by corruptive influence of the Xenos. It remains to be seen if the tomb is rendered less dangerous to our troops, but at the very least, the place is less melodious. So they both took a fair bit of damage, which is unfortunate, but these things happen. Now that arc rifle is completely useless. We are not using it. But let's just... So we have... The other tech priest has been upgraded a bit more, so... Let's just make this tech priest a bit of a survivalist, shall we? Actually, no. I need the armor more. So, let us go this way. And chuck that on. Because I need a medic. It's always worth having a medic. Let's chuck that on. So at least having some capacity for healing is always a good idea in this game. Now, what have we got for that? Useful reward, but limited. But hey, we get the troop that has a pistol. Well, a carbine, but it's fired like a pistol and held like a pistol. I've built the models years ago. Yep, the gas mask I decided to use for Death Cult Assassin conversions for my Sisters of Battle back in the day. Never did build a full 10 model unit as I was too costly to do it the way I was going. Apparently it thinks this will be an easy mission. Either way it's going to be a challenge, but given only pistols and servitors at the moment. Nope, wrong one. Yes. More damage. Because damage. Reports received from Subdomina Capra. Synopsis follows. Heavy resistance, minimal gains, mounting casualties. Confirm, yes, no. Correct. There have been setbacks. Our troops have encountered a new Necron war form. Reaction. Delight. Pray, Tech Inquisitor, explain. Enemy war form. Provisional designation Destroyer. Anti-grav technology confirmed. Explorator request. File accessed. Anti-gravitational technology is an area of Styges 8 Magos have requested as high priority. Study of Provisional designation Destroyer. Desirable. Necessary. Sacred duty. And you would be famed throughout Styges 8 for exploiting this technology. Statement. Agreement. Request formulation follows. Commence deployment immediately. Whoa, sorry about the loud hardware. The concentration of Necron destroyers is playing merry hell with our Skitari units in the Tomb of Ecripus. They are highly mobile and heavily armoured weapons platforms. Taking them on is dangerous in the extreme. And that's why we're using pistols. Reason to observe them. Our troops possessing such technology would exapolate. I don't know. Expirated technology. Oh no. Possessing such technology extrapolated to conclusion. Greatly increased battlefield effectiveness. I mean, floating cataphrons? Like cataphrons zipping about the battlefield on grav plates would be damn amazing. I'm sure someone's done it. I was raised to see that as dangerous thinking, Megos. Put such piety aside for now, Subdomina. Is the cohort ready to advance? They are. I have plotted the location of the destroyer units. They are somewhere within this tomb complex. The fortune of Mars be with you. The lives of logic saints. Palm 61. Even in death our duty is not complete. Poor Skitari. No. Every option's going to be bad, I think. Yeah, I thought so. Figured I'd at least ease his pain. He's been through enough. Compassion may not be the way of the Mechanicus, but it is mine. Mission relevant opportunity. Combat data on. Provisional designation destroyer. Plus acquire. Ignore. Minus ignore. This chamber is the site of a skirmish between a unit of Skitari and the Necron destroyers. A few corpses, badly mauled by Gauss fire, lie in a hurriedly erected flake-weave barricade. Let's see. What do we want to do? Let's see if they've got anything useful. Hey, they have something useful. That is not completely useless, but just pretty useless. Transmission origin. Necron. Xenos language study opportunity. Request. Study. Hark not the words of the alien, lest ye unknowingly repeat them. True when Archmagos Venetaris Halion wrote it, Magos, true today. Let's ignore it. Xenos transmission isn't worth interacting with. We are not here to talk to the Xenos, we are here to eliminate them. Now the battle shall commence, and hopefully my hardware shall calm down somewhat. Hey, we see the destroyer. Intrigue. Most interesting. Not all forms are humanoid. Logging data. Centurion form. Gravity defying. The Xenos show they are more alien than we originally thought. Text of the Talent Cog, Volume 12, states, one can verge from the standard form, but one must always retain their humanity, or be lost to the men of iron and their ways. I do not mean to diverge from the discussion, but what are these men of iron? Unclear. This text was logged many millennia ago. There is no other reference to them in my cogitators. Keep focused, brothers. We have a new enemy afoot, and we must ensure they do not surprise us with new trickeries. Be alert and focused. Indeed. Let's just move the tech priests to the front. A warrior. Because he's the warrior. Whereas I am the warrior. Oh boy, is he going to be able to fire on us? No, thank the Omnisire. Look, I can just move you around. Okay. This might take a bit. Let's grab Blackstone from that. Let's take the shot with the pistol. Then let's move to here. I'm able to just get a shot at him from there, am I? Maybe. How much damage has he got? How much would I get to do before he gets to attack again? The question is is attacking him early worth doing, worth the health that, worth it, or worth using the cognition, or do I wait? Look, I'm going to wait and stick a servitor in front of him. Let's put a servitor there to be a distraction. Okay, that didn't work. Well, we got back to cognition at least. That's about all we got back. Take the shot. Now, let's use one of those mechanicals. If I'm going to spend cognition on a weapon, I might as well make sure it does damage. And he's down. Goody. Now we have to eliminate the other guy. Now you were going back against that. So, let's just run over here. Now, let's just shoot that to get it out of the way. Oh boy, enemy reinforcements. Hey, scarabs. We already grabbed samples. Why are we getting this? What are those? What are those? Opportunity. Knowledge. Gather. Must obtain. Required. Scarab constructs, data, source surfacing. No life forms detected. Area safe. Continue forward. Radius. Verify your cogitators, then tell me what surfaced from Megos Reject cogitators. Scarabs, unknown Xenos race. Biology, synthetic. Possible artificial intelligence. Once specimens gathered, AI theory equaled false. Personal recording. Weeks of study show that there are many variants of scarab, each with their own roles within Xenos economy and architecture, able to build and deconstruct anything they encounter. They're able to repair other units within their specific, within their species, with lightning speed. Be warned, they are deadly in large swarms. Oh yeah, reminds me of the story of a friend of mine. A friend of mine was playing an apocalypse game, and they main Necrons. And, well, one of the main armies, the other one, another army, they play as Tau. But they're also one of the most helpful people you'll meet. Assuming you don't annoy them. But yeah, they filled a tunnel with so many scarabs that there were scarabs on the floor, walls, ceiling, and I think inside each and in the space between. Just, you look down that corridor and it was scarabs. Just a tide of scarabs coming at whatever went to try and take them on in what I think was intended as some kind of a zone mortalis space. Needless to say, they held that corridor. They, I believe, expanded that corridor, the territory they held. Yes. Personal record. Weeks of study show... Oh no, I've already done that bit. Okay, large swarms. It appears the machine spirit is with us. We've been able to access some of Rejek's data that we thought was corrupt. It must be due to us recording these forms, Xenos forms, from that the machine spirit has blessed us with access to these cogitator records. It is unsure why he would lock this under a synthetic proximity encryption. Indeed, it is mildly concerning. Okay, servitors go boom. Servitor goes boom. Let's just whack that. Take a shot with that. Now my real problem is going to come from, you know, lack of cognition. I might just hold off for the moment on that. Yeah, I'm not surprised that one moves this way. Wipe him. Oh, didn't wipe him. Oh well, free cognition. Now for the expensive tech priest to make their move. Let's open up on you. Now, you can run down here and grab me some blackstone. This blackstone is useful. Let's open up on him. Probably could have used cognition, mechanical for that. Oh well. Hey, the servitor gets to go first. Good. And more Necrons. Great. We have all of 2 cognition. It's better than nothing, but I've had much better. Okay, move to there. And just remove him as an obstacle. I'm gonna just move him up to here so that I can have him wipe that at another time. Now, let's just keep going. Any chance of firing? Hold up. Did he fire from there? Open up on it. Well, that did a decent amount of damage. Now my other tech priest is in trouble. Jeez, that did well. You're gonna heal? Yep. Okay then, so... let's just... yep, takes him out. You need to withdraw. Do not let yourself be in melee range of the Necron, of the Scarabs. They will tear you to pieces. Let's just drop a servitor in. I realise it's a use of cognition, but it isn't necessarily the best one, but it certainly will help. Now, that gets rid of that and gives us cognition. So you can just come over to here and go smack. Any chance that did the job? Nope. It in fact did not. Okay, you can't really do anything. Servitor can be targeted though, which gives free cognition. Hey! Let's just open that up. Okay, he is going to be a problem to take down. Let's just use that. I don't care if you do reduce damage by 2. I'm still taking you out. So, now, I don't know when Mechanicus 2 will come out. It could be this year, it could be next. They might have had to delay it because of the Unity issue. Or some other issue. The cohort withdraws from the tomb, having experienced the prowess of Necron Destroyers firsthand. If nothing else, the Adepts Mechanicus have learned the stark danger these Necron warforms pose. Anti-gravity comprehension index plus 39, oh no, plus 3.9%. Projected beneficiary, star year era, Adeptus Mechanicus. I am focused on matters much closer to space and time, Sevola. Retrieving Tech Inquisitor statement of purpose to perceive the grandeur, oh no, the grander picture. To strive to acquire and understand for the benefit of all mankind. Be that as it may, I am far more interested in how your studies will help our mission on Silver Tenebris. In platitude mode. Trust in scientific method, Magos. Platitude mode. Okay, how much Blackstone we get out of that in total? Good. Okay, let's just do some upgrading. Now, what do you have on here? Nope. Let's have you be able to do some repairs. Energy shielding. And so we've now got an equipped medic. So we've now got a medic and a fire support. Good. That is a good place to leave things off for the day. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I will be back with another live stream later in the week, and there will be shorts before then. And maybe even a long form video. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you around. Bye.